listening to Rat Rolls, a Fallout Tabletop podcast.
At this point, I think I would probably use my hands to try to feel for my eyes, like feel my face, like what, like.
Yeah, you feel, and you're just like squishy. Like I'm thinking about Halloween at the elementary school, and just like putting yourself in that Jello bowl. You know what I mean? And you're just like trying to feel around, and it's just like you're all mush, man.
Like, what do I see? Like now that I'm putting my hand in front of my face,
like you kind of like grab them. They're kind of like still up, but they are just these like bone and sinew of kind of hands. They're like amalgamation hands, almost like a smaller version of what that monster was. Like you have them all over, and you kind of like peek through the kind of like viscera there, and you notice that in there, like your hands are in there. Like you can see your hands through the cracks of these, and between those cracks you also see bits of metal, and you realize that you are inside a power armor frame.
Whoa!
You know how earlier I said you kind of look like what a Yaogwai throws up? I don't think you're just in the Yaogwai throw up. I think you've become the Yaogwai throw up.
Huh.
Is Hazel seeing anything from outside?
Okay, so, Mr. GM.
Yeah.
The impression I got a little bit earlier was that a fusion core dropped from this area earlier.
Yes.
Correct? Okay.
Yes.
However, I'm getting the impression that I'm in a power armor frame and I'm able to move it vis-a-vis it's being powered by a fusion core.
No, it's not being powered by a fusion core. The fusion core,
okay.
I would say that your best guess would be that the fusion core is dropped. The weirdest piece about, I mean, there's a lot of weird things, but also there's a centipede attached to it.
Okay, so, all right. Okay. But, like, there's also just, instead of, like, T-45, it's,
Oh, it's called body armor.
Yeah, body armor. Yeah. It's,
Yeah, you now have body armor, is what I'm calling it. You have a defense across the board of 5 for physical, energy, and poison. It has each piece has a health of 7. It is pretty much like as the health of this dies down, you would have a like you wouldn't be able to repair it. Because it is body armor, very literally pieces of bodies kind of attached to this power armor frame. It does not work by fusion core. It works by your good old friend Kane.
By Kane. Kane is the senses and everything like that. Okay.
Yeah, you Navi'd yourself into this bullshit, and you are, slapping meat.
This is some Cronenberg mother. Good. What the? Ugh.
Okay. Well, I'd like to commune with Kane real quick.
Okay.
Fuck Kane. I've heard stories about power armor and how they keep the wearer safe on large drops. Will I be able to drop safely?
What does Kane sound
here?
like to you? Like, Kane. Kane's inside of you. What does he sound like?
Probably identical to my inner voice.
Oh, okay.
like just like I'm having a conversation with myself. So who knows if it's
Yeah, so Kane basically tells you that if you drop, you'll be fine. Like you are just you have more you have a lot of body, and you'll be fine.
Okay. I will begin to wriggle and pull and force to free myself from this creature's
Do a
torso.
strength plus athletics for difficulty 2. Yeah, great. 3 successes. So you managed to kind of like free yourself, and you are kind of like hanging on now by two ropes. Like you are hanging, kind of like you've wriggled out, and it's just your body armor suit kind of hanging on to these 2 little meaty tendrils that you have, and you can let go at any time. What are you gonna do?
What is directly below me?
2 large atomic bombs, or what looked to be.
If I gave myself a little bit of a schoolyard swing, could I aim for something that wouldn't be 2 atomic bombs?
Yeah, you could. So you could either kind of land on kind of a fridge or a pile of wreckage. What would you? What's your poison?
Well, the fridge.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah, so that's an agility
I'm going to turn
plus.
to page 93 in this choose your own adventure.
Yeah,
If you'd like to land on the fridge.
if you'd like to land on the fridge. Yeah, do an agility plus athletics for difficulty 1 to do like a kind of like a Tarzan swing to jump yourself off.
Agility, athletics. 1 success.
1 success with a 6 and an 18. Yeah. So you managed to like swing yourself back, and you just like go like right onto that fridge that you just kind of like land on. It's like nice, soft, and cushy.
Is it going to be like Super Meat Boy sounds the entire time? Because I hope
Pretty
it's Super
much.
Meat Boy sounds.
You're Super Meat Boy now, and like your worst enemy is a circular saw. So just to kind of like catch everybody up of where everybody is. So Abel, you were now in a body armor on top of a fridge 80 feet down in a pit. Frankie, you're about like 40 to 50 feet, like hanging from these tendrils, still tied up. Hazel, you are still on the shoulders of this being around 20 feet, kind of outside the mouth. And Punchy, you're still at the top of this crevice. So you're all kind of like 20 feet apart. What's everybody's game plan here?
I'm going to call down and try and find out what the hell's going on down there.
Yeah, I'm going to allow everybody can kind of like yell. We'll imagine that you're yelling up and around this pit.
I got stuck.
Abel! Frankie!
Punchy's just going to start wandering around the neighborhood looking for any kind of like gadgety, fixy, robot repairy type parts, because he's not going down that pit. He's almost deactivated. And they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to save that thought. I like that idea. Then the 3 of you, what are you all conversing about?
Does it seem like I'm also above the nuclear bombs, right? Or what
Yes.
appear to be nuclear bombs. Am I so stuck in the tendrils that I couldn't try to like climb up?
Yeah, you can
Like,
try to climb
out
up.
of them?
Yeah, like you could
Okay.
try to like untangle yourself enough to try to climb up. Yes, so
I
that
think-
would be kind of like a strength plus athletics check. I would say for difficulty 2 to try to like.
Okay.
I'd like to
see.
go ahead and position myself below him to sort of spot any potential falls.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good. If I fall, I just fall on meat rather than
Yeah, the meat
bombs.
mattress, baby.
All right. Yeah, one success.
That's what they called me in college.
Mean mattress. Wow.
Used to
Yeah.
play bass for Meat Mattress.
Yeah, one success.
God.
Yeah, with one success, you try to like untangle yourself, but like you like imagine like aerial dancers and like how they like have the twirls around him. You actually twirl down to about like 60 feet, like just in like intestines. Like you are just like twirling through the air in intestines, and you're caught. And so
Is
you
he
are now
getting Duncan yo-yoed?
That may be the worst
Yeah.
thing I've ever pictured in any of
Is
these
he
games.
yes.
Okay, so now I'm only what 20 feet above Meat Boy.
Yes.
All right, I'm
You're
gonna
20
use my
you're
knife.
yeah, 20 feet above. Yeah.
I'd like to just use my knife. And Abel, will you catch me?
Absolutely.
Sequence.
I will light you on the wings of this this hamburger angel arms.
Beautiful.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, so you're gonna cut the intestines off of you, and you're gonna try to land on him. Could you do like a strength plus unarmed for a difficulty 1 for me?
Unarmed, or do you want melee weapons?
Melee or
No, you're kind of like I have a. Your Honor, there's a line of
With
questioning here.
vision?
That's fine.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, 2 successes with that one. Yeah, that's so that adds an AP to the pool. And if you could roll 5 damage dice for me.
and Frankie take a luck point too.
Yeah, so you kind of like land. You kind of like fall through the air as you're cut off from this intestines, and you kind of like shoot through the air and land like it's almost like a soft like absorption, kind of like into Frankie, into Abel, as he kind of like catches you, and when he catches you, Abel, you take 3 points of damage, but I believe that your armor will
We'll soak
absorb.
that.
Yeah, we'll soak that up. As Frankie kind of lands into your arms.
There's a few.
what's
There's
the
a few
smell
sloppy
situation?
noises, and there's a little puddle reminiscent of unpacking a pound of hamburger from the styrofoam package.
God.
It smells absolutely. It smells absolutely terrible. Like there's like scraps of there's like scraps of cloth that are just kind of like put in some areas. Like it's just like organs and muscle and sinew. Like you recognize, like you even recognize a piece of fabric that's like, oh, you remember the retardants from the carnival? It's like, yeah, there's some of that material. So like he is many. I am Legion, you know, like he
But
is a
very
lot
clearly-
of people.
Very clearly, some proportion of this is human meat.
Oh, it's all human meat.
Oh. Good.
And realizing that this is, I don't want to make this any more uncomfortable than it already is. Once Frankie, once the force absorption has been completed and he is stable, I will kind of support his back and drop his legs. That way he can get to his own 2 feet and remove himself from this smelly situation as quick as he would like to.
I like that. That's good. Also, Abel, I will say that like now that you understand like the mechanics of this, like you can recall Kane and exit this this power armor body armor if you wish, but you don't have to.
Does Kane have to be sticking out of my mouth and acting as my senses in order to use the body armor?
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, I never give anything.
He's like a sentient periscope, essentially.
Pretty much. Yes.
Okay, I like this, and I'm keeping it this way. Because I'm afraid of what will happen is if I recall Kane and have to exit the body armor, I'm going to have to smell it. So I think the longer I can put that sensation off, the better.
Frankie, and well, I mean, the three of you, you're kind of like still like Frankie. You've managed to land here on the bottom of the floor. What are you doing? Abel, what are you doing? Hazel, what? You're at the top of this beast. What are you trying to do?
Okay. I'm hearing a lot of sounds down there. I'm hearing a lot of talking. I heard Frankie say he's stuck. I'm going to use the rope to try and get down to where they are.
Okay, yeah. So that would be a I would say that would be an agility plus athletics for a difficulty 3 because you're dropping 60 feet. So that would be a difficulty 3.
Can I do the same thing? Start to position myself in such a way if she falls
This feels like a bad idea, but here we go.
to be her Kansas meat mattress.
So you said agility plus athletics?
Meat mattress really gets
I'm
around,
imagining,
doesn't it?
imagining.
Kansas
Like,
meat mattress is the name of the
Worse,
episode.
because it's all used meat mattress too.
Okay,
Oh,
I
there you go.
rolled a 1 and a critical fail.
oh my goodness!
It's gonna hurt, but I'm gonna take whatever this leads to. It's gonna be bad, though.
You know, I imagine that Abel's like, like I'm thinking like Tombstone, like Doc in there is like, I'm your mate mattress. That's
I'll beat your meat mattress.
I'm your mate mattress. Yeah. So as you're kind of like rappelling down, you're trying to get through, and at about at like you're down to about where Frankie originally was at 40 feet, and your rope breaks, and you start into a free fall. Abel, you're kind of readying position to catch Hazel. Could you do like a perception plus meat? No, I'm kidding. Let's do perception plus survival.
Well, I
Like you just need a new
Thankfully,
skill.
Meat roll,
I
please?
just recently got meat as a tag skill. So,
Did you do a perception plus survival for difficulty 2?
Meat week.
I'm surprised I got the one. Yeah, so 1 success.
All right, 1 success. Hazel, you start to descend, and you are almost like in a free fall itself, and you land kind of like smack onto the atomic bombs themselves. Just your impact alone. Just your impact alone would be. Hang on, we're gonna figure this one out.
Oh, it's just a few ribs and a pelvis.
Hey, I need those ribs and that pelvis, dang it.
Would be 4 damage to your torso as you fall.
Okay,
and
I'm
kind
gonna
of-
soak some of that.
And kind of slide down these atomic bombs that begin to rumble slightly. With that, I will leave you, the three of you, kind of there. Punchy, you were around kind of looking for parts, and you ending up into 101 Club Circle Drive, and you kind of go inside, and what you see in this kind of living room is like a couch, a kind of like a desk. There's like a kitchen area, and then there's a television towards the side. You kind of like look around and you're like, oh, you know that like televisions are electronics. Well, what are you going to try to do?
Kind of imagine sort of using game logic here. Knowing that this was a suburban neighborhood, and knowing that a lot of pre-war American suburban neighborhoods utilize robots, particularly Mr. Handy's, I'm gonna look to like in closets or like anywhere where they might have kept like a Mr. Handy box or a Mr. Handy, deactivated Mr. Handy. See if there's anything. I'll use I'll break open the TV as a last resort for some components.
Okay, yeah, you kind of all right, yeah. So do a perception plus repair for a difficulty 2.
There. Bing,
Yeah,
bing, boom.
3 successes. Yeah, so you start to go around and you're peeking through all of these areas of like trying to figure out where there would be like repair parts for stuff, and what you find are actually like a toolkit for disassembling a TV. Like it is a full toolkit that you could use that would easily be able to do that. It's like all the tools that you would need to fully disassemble it. There's no robot specific pieces, but you know that if you did that, you could get the electronics that you need.
All right, I'll take that toolbox and I'll get to work on that TV.
Okay, yeah. Could you do a luck plus repair for difficulty 3?
Only one.
Yeah. Could you do a perception plus sneak for difficulty 2?
Actually, famously known for his ability to sneak. 1 success.
Yeah, you start like breaking open this TV and kind of like rummaging like through its contents, and all of a sudden like you realize as you break into this, there's a lot of like kind of muck and mire in here, which is really strange. And like you're kind of opening the top, and then the TV itself turns on, and there's a person that's kind of on the TV that says, "Excuse me, sir, what are you doing here? Please do not touch me. Do not assault me. Do not be a part of me."
I don't know you. You ain't the boss of me, and I'm gonna keep digging. I'll keep digging in those innards.
Yeah, you're gonna feel at this point like wires, almost like wires are now starting to grab your hands, and they are like kind of like holding your hands. There's no strength behind them, but they are kind of like trying to manipulate themselves as you continually start to dig through this robot. He's saying, "Don't. I was eating my luscious frozen meal dinner, and you have interrupted me for yet another time, it feels like."
Oh, a wise guy, eh? Well, listen, what are you, some kind of talking TV? I don't take orders from no talking TV. Give up your electronic guts, you weird thing. You mucky weird thing.
Can you do a charisma plus speech for difficulty 4?
Oh, I think I will. I'm going to use an AP because I generated an AP right with my roll from back before. My initial one, yeah. I clicked on. I'm going to use an AP. I'm going to do 3. Good. I feel good. Then I'm going to get another good roll, and I'll get my 4 successes. And I did. I got halfway there. Damn it.
I tell you, I'll give you kind of a mixed success on this. So the TV was saying that there's nothing in here that you would need for what you required. I happen to know where the parts are that you would need for whatever the thing that you are, and I would really appreciate it if you would get your hands off of me.
Oh, all right. You say you know where you can where I can find some robot-y repair parts. I will
yes.
Disengage my claws, my clampas out of your head, torso, whatever part of your body this is, you weird talking TV, and you'll tell me right now.
So I will need to communicate with my cohorts in order to figure out where these parts are. That requires a simple sensor dish that I will go outside and connect with, and we'll be able to get you those parts.
Oh, how are you going to go outside? You ain't got no legs.
Oh, very simply. And then all of a sudden from below him come to kind of like 2 kind of like rollers, like kind of like what you have. Like they kind of like jut out from below him, and now it is a TV kind of on rollers. Imagine this like TV, like a set that it has a wide angle kind of screen with the two speakers on the side, kind of like that old school box style with the two rollers underneath it, and then from the side of this like rectangular TV set, two like pincer arms comes out. I mean, this robot looks, mechanically very similar to you.
It's amazing. I didn't know we made these things before the war. It's amazing. You wouldn't even need a remote control. The TV could come to you to change the channel. It's amazing.
Yes, sir. I'm the latest model in this new world.
All right, we'll lead on. Roller TV 2000 or whatever your name is.
Yeah. So it rolls outside and it says, "All right, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I need you to set me near the pit."
Right, can you just roll over to the pit?
Well, I mean, I kind of need you to like hold me over the side a little bit. You know what I mean?
Oh, like dangle you. Okay, I'll dangle you over the side of the pit. Oh, big whoop.
Okay, yeah. So you do that. You go and grab him and dangle him, and all of a sudden a little antenna shoots up from the TV set box and starts beeping. And at the same time, your collar on your neck starts beeping. What are you going to do?
Whatever you're doing, you should stop because it's making my bomb collar start to make noises. I do not like those noises. I would appreciate those noises to stop. But whatever you're doing, stop it, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that from my perspective, you came into my house. You tried to rip out my brain, and clearly you are a vagabond and not a true American like me, manufactured specifically to root out everyone who would betray us to a state of disorder in America. And with that, you kind of like almost like you feel something like almost like kind of like a boom in the sky as like you realize from above you in the clouds there is kind of like an opening that opens from the clouds above, and from in front of you, kind of like down a large laser wall shoots down into the pit, completely obliterating the robot that was handled to you, and completely destroys your hands that you had around him as the laser kind of like lunges in, and you fall into the pit. And that is where we will end the session.